Everybody and their mother has been looking to the new format, kind of testing things. And, well, this week we get the release of the special edition, which ends up bringing Prankid Roxy's to the table. Let's give it up. Okay. So earlier in the week, Italian Yugioh posted some tournament results that was covering the special edition being legal for. And it was also under new format. So we're going to look at two decks from that event today. One of them is, of course, the Prankids deck you see on your screen, and a Thunder Dragon list. I'm so excited for meta. You could see it on my face. So, man, Prankids. The more I look at this deck, the more excited I am, because the deck has such a relatively high ceiling. And because it has such a high ceiling, it's not that it's a very hard deck for players to play, but the deck does push the normal skill level of the average player. As Bar was telling me the other day, it's sometimes you can just kind of overextend, and because you end up overextending, it can be an issue. Now, of course, the side deck here, I do want to point out these are supposed to be 3-draw and Lockbirds. Before those of you are like, oh my god, like, why is he playing Minecraft? It's supposed to be 3-draw and Lockbirds. Pay attention. Alright, also down here. Oh, would you look at that? I've talked all week about Rongo Bongo Turbo and the implications of the card. And here we are. We're not playing Herald of the Abyss. No, we're not. We're playing this. Number 86, rhyming Rongo Bongo. Number 86 has been this troublesome card that everybody's kind of already aware of. So a lot of people are already taking precautions for it. Now, as Alex Buell was saying, he's like, if I know you have this in game 2, I'm just going to gumblar you. So it's kind of something that you got to kind of pay attention to. Also, kind of looking at the Prankids deck, like, the core main deck is kind of starting to staple out a little bit. Now, obviously, like, now that we have Roxy's, Prisma becomes a lot better. And I also kind of think that King of the Swamp is pretty good, because polymerization is not a bad thing. And of course, like, when you're looking at, like, OCG, things like that, you know, they were really pushing Prisma over there. Alright, let's dig into this. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom. This is pretty mandatory. I mean, you need some sort of hand trap in the deck. You can try the original build that we kind of came across on the internet that wasn't really playing all that many hand traps, but please do understand that you are a combo deck and you do kind of need pieces to kind of make sure that, like, you just don't die to the metagame. Like, call it what it is, but, like, you can still be in a really shitty situation. Triple copies of Elemental Hero Prisma. So you can reveal one fusion monster from your extra deck, then send one of the some one of the fusion materials that are specifically listed on the card to the graveyard. So I mean, have to, you know, specifically name them. You know, hello, Lamseys, Dropsies, and Fansies. We unfortunately can't drop Roxy's because he's not listed on the card, but please do understand that. 2 copies of King of the Swamp. You can sub this guy for any fusion material specifically that is listed on a fusion card, but the other fusion materials must be correct, and then you can discard this card to, you know, add polymerization from your deck to your hand. Multi-purposing materials are really good. Of course, triple copies of Dropsies, triple copies of Fansies, triple copies of Lamseys, and our new brethren, Roxy's. This card is sent to the graveyard as fusion or link material to summon a Prankids monster. You can banish 1 card from your hand, and if you do, draw a card. And you can special summon 1 Prankids monster from your hand or deck in defense mode. Welcome to the extender that the deck needed. Of course, we have 2 copies of Called by the Grave. Interesting to not see 3, but I understand that you don't want to overload the deck too much with these. And I'm perfectly fine with that, honestly. Like, 2 is sometimes as good as 3. 2 copies of Double Summon. Thinking about it, yeah, this just, it's another extender. I was kind of thinking about if you only could play 1 and play another Called by the Grave, but kind of think that 2 is fine. Triple Instant Fusion. I mean, being able to make either of these is so good. 2 copies of Polymerization. 2 copies of Pandemonium, which is our quick play fusion spell. And of course, triple Prankids Palace. I love our Rhoda so much. Triple copies of Prankid Pranks. This is going to be our token generator and the ability to shuffle 3 back in during the end phase and draw a card. 2 copies of Terraforming Force Said Rhoda, and of course 1 copy of Prankids Plan. So this will grant you the ability to, after it resolves, summon a Link monster, Prankids, and you banish this card from your graveyard, shuffle any number of Prankids monsters from your graveyard into the deck, and if you do, the attacking monster loses 100 attack points for each shuffle card. Honestly, this isn't terrible. I actually really like this card defensively. Extra deck, we have 1 copy of Rip Roarin' Roaster, 2 copies of Doodle Doodle, 2 copies of Bow Wow Bark, 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 Unicron, 1 Phoenix, 1 Borreload, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 copy of Weather Washer, triple Rocket Ride, and 1 of the Butler. The side deck, of course, is triple Shared Ride, triple Twin Twister, triple Xyz Encore, triple Evenly, and triple Drawn Lockbird, as I said, for those of you watching this. But I really think that a lot of people are going to like this deck. It has a very high ceiling, and, I mean, ceilings are good, right? Like, also, much think such wow. Alright, the next list is, of course, Thunder Dragon. So this is more of your standardized meta build. Honestly, I am not a big fan of this deck. I like it, I have it, my friend plays it. It's kind of cute. But in terms of like staple-esque builds, like this is probably the most normal you're going to get. Of course, maxing out on those triple Ghost Bells, by the way, like, interesting. So let's dig on into this bad boy, shall we? We have triple copies of Ash Blossom, once again, mandatory staple for something like this. Now, we have triple copies of Battery Man Solar. This card is an almost specimen. You can send a Thunder Dragon, excuse me, a Thunder Monster from your deck to the graveyard. We always know you're dumping Thunder Dragons in the graveyard. Who doesn't do that? And if a Thunder Monster is an almost special summon while this guy is on the field, you get that fresh Battery Man token. That's also what we care about. Now, 1 copy of Black Glister Soldier. I think between every variant I have seen, like, there's usually some sort of Chaos Monster. I think the Armageddon Dragon builds are really good, but I mean, the average person doesn't have $1,500, let alone $4,500 to drop on 3. So, I mean, kind of take your poison for what you're doing. Also, triple Ghost Bell. This is interesting. I kind of curious, and I get, like, cool, you can stop Kagari. You can kind of stop... What are some other graveyard resilient things? Oh, any Goki cards. That's special summon called Rematch. Interesting hand trap choice, though. I'm kind of curious to know if this is going to stick. Triple copies of Thunder Dragon. This is a very physical norm. Triple copies of Dark Dragon. 1 copy of Dragon Duo. So this was the other Chaos Monster that most of these builds are playing. This is up to you if you want to play this. This very well can be anything else in the Chaos realm. I mean, Armageddon Dragon, if you really want. And, I mean, you could very easily replace it for another copy of BLS. Just, it's kind of tech choicey. And, of course, triple copies of Dragonhawk. Triple copies of Dragon Matrix. And then triple copies of Dragon Roar. Now, this build does play True Lore. I remember when everybody was talking about Thunder Dragons, so they're like, oh, you're really bad if you play Allure Darkness in the deck. Like, anybody who plays it's a scrub. Most Thunder Dragon players are playing it, like, to be completely honest with you. Of course, triple copies of Gold Sarcophagus. Only 2 copies of Instant Fusion. I don't know if I necessarily like this, but I mean, okay, so we have Kaminari Attack and Thousand Eyes Restrict as our physical summons. So, you have it for either out that you need, whether or not you need to step into Kaminari to step up, or if you need Thousand Eyes Restrict to suck up a troublesome monster. But an Instant Fusion kind of gives you access to both of those cards, which is really cute, actually. We have 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of Soul Charge, 2 copies of Thunder Dragon Fusion. I know some people were playing 1, but honestly 2 is probably where you need to be. And of course we have triple Infinite Impermanence. So much money. The extra we have 2 Summoner, 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 Land Phonicus, 1 Unicorn, 1 copy of Phoenix, 1 copy of Boral Sword. Oh look, it's our boy Rongo Bongo. Who needs a Soul Day when you can just cherries the number 86 himself? Like, thank you. And of course we have 2 copies of Titan, triple copies of Colossus, 1 copy of Thousand Eyes, and 1 Kaminari Attack. The side deck, triple Droll Knockbird, there it is. Triple Ghost Reaper, triple Mind Control, triple Twin Twisters, and triple Evenly Matched, wrapping this bad boy up. So, this just kind of first tournament results kind of coming out for a few people. It's kind of wanted to go ahead and share these, kind of get your guys' opinions. What do you think about these new decks? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.